that's actually correct. So when you put your PCM in, and when they call the SRT team, it's going to show that the tune is a foreign tune.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it runs that code and it shows that, and that's what lets them know that you have the race PCM off in there. But where they made the mistake at is that, you know, you get a Hellcat emblem, you get a Super B emblem, you get those two lines. It started going through all those emblems because the guy was doing something on the computer, and when he finished, now I'm stuck with a Hellcat emblem.
I know. Have you changed the oil in yours?
Yes.
Did you notice that it's a Hellcat emblem on
the
oil pan?
Yes.
I just noticed that last night.
Yes, it is a Hellcat.
Because I noticed that. I was like, man, that's kind of weird.
Okay, so we're gonna come up through here and let's take a look at some of these options and some of the things I do when I'm launching the car and I'm foot braking the car. Actually, in the rain is a good time for you to practice your trans brake, because you're not going to scrape a lot off of the car as far as the rubber off of the tires. So to me, honestly, the best way to launch the car, I know a lot of people may disagree with this, but foot braking is still the best way to.
Yeah, that's even, you know, because I've talked to SRT Mush too, and that's what he's told me, because he says it's hard to time with the
brake. And the thing about foot braking is that once you start foot braking, it'll make it easier for you to trans brake. Now I can trans brake on a tree. It's just that I feel like I can get more RPMs built up through foot braking, and I'm more consistent with my foot braking technique. So let's take a look at what I do when I go to the track. Obviously, I'm going to hit the SRT button twice. Boom, boom. And that's going to put us into a race mode. Once we get race fuel off in the vehicle, then we'll go to our high octane.
Yep, I don't know if mine will actually up. My cans are in the truck, and we'll just press it because down.
So then we're in this high octane mode here, and you can see the fans have now kicked on the vehicle. So now, if you want a foot brake, let me get a seatbelt on here because it's going to ask me to put a seatbelt on. Okay, so when I'm foot braking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one foot on the brake, and I'm going to look at the RPMs over here. And I'm going to bring the RPMs up on the car to about 2,000 RPMs. And then I'm going to use my foot to allow me to bump into the second bulb. And you see I'm still at the RPMs. Then when the light drops, I'm going to let off the brake and I'm going to stomp the gas. So let's look at that one more time. So I'm going to roll up to the first bulb.
Yep.
Once I get to the first bulb, I'm going to press now. Then I'm going to come up with my RPMs. I'm at 2,000 RPM. I'm going to use the brake to push me up to the second bulb. Now I'm set, and you see where the RPMs are at.
15.
Yeah. See, so now once you get that down, that becomes very automatic for you, okay? And because that becomes very automatic for you, all you have to do now is just throw the pedals in. So look, I'm here on the line. I'm going to bring my RPMs up. Okay, now I'm going to pull in both of the pedals for trans brake. Now I'm going to bump myself up just like I did earlier. Now I'm going to let one foot off, and now I'm stuck in trans brake. It's that simple and that easy. Now when I want to launch with the trans brake is I want to control it. Now you can only stay in trans brake for so long before it kick itself out. So that's one of the things, because you got some guys, depending on the drag strip, depending on where you're at, they try to ice you on the line. You know, they just stay over there and they won't stage.
Right, I have that a lot.
Yeah. To
like
knock out a
it's almost like where I've almost a lot of times where I'm racing, I'll get up to the line and I'll actually end up just looking at their side of the tree because I'll be staged and ready, and you know, and have to kind of judge it by theirs.
Yeah. See, so one thing I do is that I come up, I light my first bulb, and then I courtesy stage. I wait for them to light their first bulb. Then once they light their first bulb, if I'm going to use trans brake, I'll let them light their second bulb. Then I'll go in and I can trans brake, and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, so I'm controlling when the light's going to drop. Now what I like to do is I like them to have an auto lock. I mean an auto light, because what I found is that depending on who you're racing, their friend could be running the lights, and he's controlling it with a switch. So he'll just let you sit there. But with an auto, it ain't gonna happen like that. Once that first bulb is lit, you got so much time to light the second bulb, and then you're going. So his friend can't control it, and the tree's gonna drop whenever the computer tells it to drop. It's dropping randomly. So look, once again, so we're gonna practice here. I'm gonna bring it up to right at about 1900 RPMs. You You see, you feel how the car is building up. So now what we have is we have torque building up into the drivetrain. Now I'm going to use my foot to bring it up. Now I'm on the light. See, now I can come here. See, I can bring it back up just a little bit. So you want to be right about there. Let off one here. Now when I go into it, I'm going to let off and slowly roll into the accelerator. And that's what's going to get you off the line. Because all we're trying to do is we're trying to go into torque reserve, which is giving us the boost, about 8 pounds of boost as we're leaving on the launch. So once again, what I would recommend you to do to start out with is get used to bringing this thing to 2,000 RPM and foot braking up to the light. So let's take a look at that again. Look, I'm going to jam down on the brake. I'm going to look here, and I'm going to get this right at 2,000 RPM. Now I'm going to use this foot brake to get me up to the light.